Memphis, Tennessee, the destination for the Nets. They can finish at the rim with finesse or with pure power. Kyrie Irving and DeAndre Jordan are looking to amaze as they get primed for action at FedEx Forum. Nets, Grizzlies. We'll be right back after this. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us for NBA action on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan. We've got Chris Webber. Hey, Dave. Well, great story, DA. Thank you. Here are the starters for Brooklyn. Wilson Chandler out there with DeAndre Jordan. Then it's Joe Harris. Then it's Kyrie Irving. And it's KD in at the small forward. And for the Grizzlies, Morant and Allen at the guard spots. Iguodala and Jackson Jr. at the forward slots. And it's Valanciunas in at the 5, roaming the paint. Durant, that one rolling around and rims out. And the Grizzlies, they come in off a loss to the Bulls. And with the signing of Durant and Irving along with DeAndre Jordan, Greg, are the Brooklyn Nets now claiming the mantle for the top team in New York?
Listen, they were already... Oh, wow. Look out.
It's a beautiful jam.
Oh, and look out. KD is just hurting everyone's feelings with that slam. Simply amazing.
Now, Morant. He's coming off a 13-point game against Chicago. Jackson misses. Chandler down low, and he converts the layup.
This is what a leader does. Irving, good at sharing the wealth and getting his teammates going.
A little over a minute gone here in the first quarter. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
And Durant comes to help. It's Allen on the wing. There's the 3. And again, Memphis no good. And so it's KD with it. He brings up the ball for Brooklyn. This, of course, their first opportunity to play Memphis this season.
And just couldn't make the most of their meetings last year. Ended up splitting the season series.
Morant passes to Iguodala. Over Irving. And again, Memphis no good.
Not how you want to start the game. 4 straight misses. I'd like to see some better ball movement from them.
Plays it up and banks it in.
They're finding every shot they've wanted so far. Perfect 3-for-3 start.
Grizzlies have gone 0 of 4, missing their first 4 field goals. Morant kicks to Allen, passes it to Jackson. Over Chandler. Jackson misses.
Yeah, slow start right now. 5 straight misses to get this one going.
Pass to Durant. Back to Harris. And the rejection by Valanciunas.
Oh, you love seeing Valanciunas spike it back. When he's active on this end, it makes a difference.
If you're just tuning in, we've played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. Jordan finds Irving. Shot clock at 4. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. So timeout called here. The first for Memphis. Chris, a lot of expectations, high expectations when you're the #1 overall pick in the draft. You know it well.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, it's something that I wanted. You know, Derek Coleman was from Detroit, and 2 years earlier, he was the #1 pick, and I'd always been a fan of his, so I felt like he was passing the baton, and I had to kind of do what he did. And then Shaquille O'Neal was Rookie of the Year before myself, and the #1 pick. And so for me, I looked at it as, yeah, a pretty big weight, but the honor was more than the weight, and I was honored to be picked #1, and I relished in that, and I had great teammates that allowed me to flourish in that role.
Harris passes to Chandler. Durant against Iguodala. Over Allen. And it's Durant missing.
Well, they'll be happy with that look, even though it didn't fall.
No, you're right. He'd take that 10 out of 10 times. He's not going to miss many of those.
Kevin, he is tough to stop when he gets to the rim.
Yeah, Greg, he can get up a few notches higher. Too long in the paint, and he's hit with a 3-second violation. And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
And you look at his numbers from last year, 89% from the line, so hard to ask for much more than that.
And the technical free throw is good.
I mean, look, Durant's an incredible player. I don't know how much better you can get. We've had a front row seat for quite a while watching his game ascend.
Jared Allen's checked in for Brooklyn. Spencer Dinwiddie comes in for Harris. Allen for three. Memphis keeping it alive with a new 14. And the Nets with possession. They've gone on a 10-2 run, not allowing much. Here's KD. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. 8 points for KD.
Really seizing the momentum of this game, but doing it with a methodical approach.
Yeah, you're right, Greg. They've decided to pound the ball inside, using their physicality to set the tone.
Outside for Jackson. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
Well, this is why Morant's teammates love to play alongside him. I mean, exceptional vision, and he's incredibly unselfish.
Irving finds Jordan. Here's Allen. Kicks it out to Dinwiddie. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Jaren Jackson. That is his first foul of the game. For Brooklyn, they have made their only other free throw attempt today in an earlier trip to the line.
And talking about last season, this team hit just 74% of their free throws. I'm sure they were hoping for better than that.
Looking at who's out there now for the Grizzlies. Rab's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Jay Crowder comes in for Jaren Jackson. Jackson, he's checked in for Andre Iguodala. And it's Dylan Brooks in for Grayson Allen. The Grizzlies trail by 8.
And the Grizzlies in the final game of last season, making a franchise record 21 three-pointers in a blowout win against the defending champion Golden State Warriors.
Yeah, perhaps a template going forward for them, GA. I mean, turning the page from the grit and grind to a new style of play.
The Nets have gone 5 of 9 from the field here in the first. Got a hand on it.
I love Morant's approach to the game. I mean, flying to the ball, challenging everything.
And out of bounds as Brooklyn gains possession. Nets leading by 8. Dinwiddie outside. And the Nets miss again.
A little surprised he took the jump shot with nobody around him. He could have attacked the basket.
Morant passes to Rab, and the call on the shot that sends him to the line. And the 6'10 big man Ivan Rab played his college ball at UC Berkeley, where his teammate was Jaylen Brown.
Oh, yeah, Kevin. And Rab, a hometown kid. He grew up in the town. That's Oakland. He won a state title at Bishop O'Dowd. A second-round pick by Memphis, steadily improving. Yeah, Kevin, the front office shakeup this summer for the Grizzlies. Now, the new leadership wants to take more of a long-term proactive approach to things.
The Nets shooting their third free throw shot of the game. The free throw drops for Dinwiddie. The Grizzlies trail by 10. And Dinwiddie over to help. Crowder feeling it out a bit. Six to shoot. To the inside. And it's Morant missing.
He's got to do a better job making the D pay for their mistakes.
And the whistle blows as the basket counts, and a three-point play chance right here. One free throw coming up. The Nets shooting their fourth shot at the foul line here. And that one falls for Prince. Memphis has gone just 1 of 4 from three-point range here in the first. Morant passes to Brooks. Now here's Morant. Dinwiddie covering. Morant kicks to Jackson. Brooks with no one around. No good on the three. Here's Dinwiddie. And it's in. Oh, wow, he nails the buzzer beater.
One eye on the rim, one eye on the clock. Nice job.
That's the way you want to end a quarter, with the momentum on your side.
And so it's the Brooklyn Nets riding a 15-point lead at the end of the quarter. They've had such great ball movement and shot selection, and it's led to a terrific field goal percentage. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports. And this team has shown their toughness and determination, and Kyrie Irving talks about what he sees in it.
What's going to separate us is how close we are.
They certainly do.
This team has assembled some hard-nosed, unselfish players. No better group for Irving to surround himself with.
And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And the Nets have been rolling right along here, haven't they?
You got to credit their defense, communicating, rotating, making plays on the ball.
No question, it's been stifling thus far, preventing that offense from establishing any kind of rhythm.
Morant and Brooks manning the backcourt. Jay Crowder out there with Kyle Anderson. And it's Rhea in at the 5. That's the lineup in the game for Memphis. Just when you look around the NBA, which player most emulates the style and approach that you have? You were special. So you've got to have a very special category for this one.
Well, thanks, Kel. That's flattering. I like to be in the categories with these guys because I'm such fans of them. But Blake Griffin, when I think about him, and also Joel Embiid, the fact that Embiid can shoot out on the floor, he can space up, but in the post, he likes to go to work as well. I just think he gives you such a mix of offensive moves that you can't stop, that as a defender, you're always worried and on guard and looking over your shoulder because you don't know what he's going to hit you with because he has so many options.
But in my mind, there's only one Chris Webber. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Jaren Jackson Jr. is the son of an NBA player. And I'm so old, I covered his dad in college. Growing up, his parents let him find his passion, but the game was always in his genes. Jackson Jr. said, "I've always prided myself on being more than just a basketball player, but I can't deny my laser focus on the sport." Kevin, he's following in his father's footsteps, but looking to create his own legacy.
Terrific mentor, but he's just getting started, David. Thank you.
Oh, great flow to that possession. Two players totally in sync with each other.
And the foul on Joe Harris. That'll be his second foul of the game.
That's number 2 on him already. A third foul before the half, and he may be grabbing some pine.
The Grizzlies making a switch here. Jackson's checked in, and the Nets making a change here as well. Irving's checked in. That one's good, and the Brooklyn lead is cut down to just 12 points on the bucket from Anderson.
So good at keeping his balance. Anderson doesn't let aggressive defense get to him.
Outside Irving. Out to Harris. Launches a 3. And again, Brooklyn with the triple.
You want to know what sets up Irving's drives? I mean, his ability to hit from distance, his handles, his game. He has it all.
Shot by Crowder, no good.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And out of Marquette, Jay Crowder, ranked a sturdy two-way wing player.
A great system player and glue guy. He had his best years with the Celtics. On the final year of this contract, a great value considering what he brings to the table.
And that one's good, Irving.
My goodness, what a move there to lose the defender. Got him on his heels, and then he made it look easy from there on in.
Morant dishes to Jackson. Over Allen. And the basket by Jackson. Jackson's got 5 now.
And I like the decision making. He's taking what the defense is willing to give him.
Oh, yeah, and that's just a good read on his part. And as usual, his mid-range jumper is on point.
Irving attacking. Crowder against Prince. Back to Irving. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. And the upcoming schedule for Brooklyn. On Wednesday, they'll be taking on Victor Oladipo and the Indiana Pacers. Then on Friday, the Houston Rockets will come into town.
And in that matchup with the Pistons, it's the second game of a back-to-back, and you know they're going to be feeling the effects of it. Playing that much basketball in that short amount of time really takes a toll.
So Memphis going with almost an entire new group here. Jonas Valanciunas, he's checked in for Crowder. Jackson comes in for Kyle Anderson. Andre Iguodala, he's checked in for Dylan Brooks. And Grayson Allen subbed in for Morant. The Nets also changing it up. DeAndre Jordan's checked in for Allen. And Durant subbed in for Prince. Allen's shot is off.
The D hanging tough and stopping what would normally have been an easy lay.
Chandler finds Durant over Valanciunas. And KD the bucket on the assist by Chandler. And that's now 10 points for KD. Allen against Irving. Allen passes to Jackson. And so it looks like the Grizzlies will retain possession here. Here is the 2K leaderboard with the list of last season's top three-point shooters. You take a look at Harris. He's absolutely deadly from outside.
And getting that spot at the top of the list was such a huge accomplishment. What a year it was for him from behind the arc.
Iguodala kicks to Jackson from deep three-point range.
And Jordan's mere presence can affect shots. I mean, he's easily one of the league's premier shot-blocking artists.
And finished off by KD.
Well-rounded effort, and they show no signs of letting up.
Yeah, and it hasn't just been the offensive output. They're putting in the work at the defensive end as well.
There's Jackson with the three. Here's Valanciunas, and Chandler sends it back. KD on the wing. And again, Brooklyn with the triple.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Iguodala outside to the middle. Here's Jackson. That one falls. Coming off Iguodala's feet. Jackson's got his first bucket of the night.
And I love the confidence with which Jackson plays. Even when the D is bodying him up, he just powers through it.
Now, I thought maybe the D would figure him out as the game went along. Looks like he's figured them out in this first half.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Pass to Valanciunas. Over Jordan. The baseline jumper goes down. Valanciunas has got his first bucket in this one.
Well, you know Valanciunas can hit a three, but that 15 to 18 feet range, oh man, that's his sweet spot when shooting.
From the stripe. Rebounded by Valanciunas. Valanciunas has got 4 rebounds in this game. And there's the call on Kyrie Irving. That is his first foul of the game. The Grizzlies trail by 20. Iguodala with it. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Outside Jackson. And there's the pass to Rab. Trying to find Valanciunas. Gets it to him. And it goes down 2 points.
Finished off by the big man. A 7-footer like Valanciunas should be operating near the hoop.
And Durant launches from deep. So as we conclude the first half, so far fairly one-sided. Nets lead by 18. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take... All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow. Right here on 2K Sports.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is right here. Say hey to the folks, Kenny.
Hey, folks.
Say hey to the folks, Shaq.
Hey, folks.
Hey, let's get this party started. Okay. Kevin Durant was on fire in the first half. He ended up with 15 points and 2 rebounds. And from what we saw so far from the Nets, Kenny, what's your takeaway?
There's been one thing that's made a difference in this game above all else. Their control of the backboard. They put forth an amazing effort on the glass, and the rebounding numbers aren't even close, Ernie. That'll be something to keep an eye on in the second half. They will be very tough to contain if that continues.
Shaq, your take on Memphis.
Well, they got a ton of issues to work out. Allow way too high a percentage to be shot against them. Not really showing any energy on defense. No discipline. Look at their faces, Ernie. Do they even want to be here?
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the rout that it's threatening to be. What a game we're seeing from Kevin Durant.
Man, he's been running wild on them through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
And as they can't slow him down, you know what you do? You keep feeding them and feeding them and feeding them. This is the right game plan.
Checking out the group for Kenny Atkinson to start the second half. Wilson Chandler out there with Durant. Then it's Kyrie Irving. Then there's Harris. And it's Jordan in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. The creation of the super teams, Chris, is enough being done to ensure a competitive balance in the NBA.
I think so. I think that every year you're going to have to evolve in trying to do enough and see what happened the previous year. But yeah, and the fact remains, though, Kevin, is, you know, I like working with you. You're my friend. I would go work with you. And in basketball, you want to go play with your friends.
Same stuff, yeah.
How do you stop that?
Right.
I don't know. When guys get to hang out in the summer and say, wouldn't it be cool if we got to play together, our kids would play together, and we could win one? That's going to be hard to deter. So I just think it's about how strong the will of the friends are, and more importantly, what is the league doing to kind of not necessarily give as much incentive to do that, but I think the league is doing a great job staying proactive, giving guys a lot of incentive, a lot of reason, a lot of dinero to stay at home with the team.
Nets leading by 18. Stolen by Jackson. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Nobody near Allen. Nails the wide open jump shot. Allen's got his second bucket of the night. Outside Irving. Jordan inside. Guarded by Valanciunas. And DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
One thing never changes in the NBA. Jordan will always be there among the top offensive rebounders in the league.
Feeds to Jackson. And Durant sends it back.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Harris dishes to Durant. Tipped away. Offside Chandler. He gets a chance now to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, last season the G League tested out an expansion of the clear path rule. Now that expansion is making its way to the NBA. It should discourage those intentional fouls that slow up teams on the fast break. Fans wanted it, and analysts clamored for it. That will allow the amazing athletes in this league more opportunities to show what they can do in the fast break.
You're right, David. A welcome change. Thank you. Irving drives in. He feeds it to Chandler. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Chandler's got his second basket of the game. Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. Now a timeout called by Memphis.
Yeah, well, some locker room tension for Kyrie Irving last season. His public comments were seen as a dig at the Celtics' young players. They made it deep into the playoffs without him in 2018, a sense they weren't having.
And some changes here for the Grizzlies. Jay Crowder's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Kyle Anderson comes in for Andre Iguodala. And Brooks subbed in for Grayson Allen. Then for the Nets, Jared Allen comes in for Jordan. And it's Prince in for Wilson Chandler. And with the chemistry concerns, Irving blamed the media. Chris, he said that it breaks up locker rooms.
Yeah, and he also said, Kev, that he admitted that he didn't handle everything perfectly. He got off social media, you know, putting those blinders on and focusing on his job.
Durant, that one's off, still out of sync. And so Allen will bring it up for the Brooklyn Nets. They lead by 24, their biggest margin.
Well, part of their game plan was to block out the noise and just stay focused.
Well, Greg, their poise has been tremendous. I mean, excellent at both ends, has them increasing this lead.
Here's Morant. Some solid defense from Harris.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Outside for Durant. Harris against Jackson. Harris finds KD. And then Durant with the jam.
Hey, whatever adjustments they made at halftime, they are working to perfection.
Well, the results are clear as day. Great approach coming into the third quarter. We'll see if they can keep it up.
And it's sent back by Allen.
He has shot them in the foot with his inability to make shots tonight.
To the paint. Shoots a fader. And again, Kevin Durant. KD's got 8 points here in this quarter.
His energy level has never dropped in this game. I mean, he's working his tail off, and the D is struggling to keep up.
Passes to Jackson. Right wing. Now here's Morant. Guarded closely. Count the basket. Morant's got his second bucket of the night.
Picking, moving, looking for his spots. Morant slithering around the court with the ball on the string.
Right side, Kevin Durant. No good. And the Grizzlies going the other way now. Outside for Jackson. The shot's good. Jackson's got his third basket of the night right there.
Oh, he's been as dependable as he always is. He can't do it all by himself, though.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn.
And this kid, Ja Morant, came out of nowhere, under-recruited in high school, showed some promise in that first year of college, but boy, did he blow up.
Rabs checked in for Memphis. Jackson comes in for Anderson. And then for Brooklyn, Rodions Kurucs. He's checked in for Prince. Karis LeVert comes in for Harris. And Spencer Dinwiddie subbed in for Kyrie Irving. And Crowder slams it in.
What's amazing about Morant, he racks up steals even though he doesn't naturally gamble a lot.
KD passes to Kurucs. Shoots over Crowder. Shot's good by Durant. KD's got 10 points in just the second half.
This quarter expending tremendous energy at the offensive end, and he's not slowing down. He's still calling for it.
Here's Jackson. Rebound, Brooklyn.
He usually takes advantage of D like that. Should have been a simple layup.
And the jam by Kevin Durant.
On the loose, Durant's been spectacular tonight, showing off the full arsenal.
And for Memphis, they're shooting a troubling 38% in the third. Not the finest work of this offense. On the wing, Jackson. Here's Morant. Drills the three-pointer. Morant's got 7 points.
Oh, right there, Morant showing his ability to work off the ball. I mean, he found some space and knocked down the shot.
And so it's Kevin Durant making headlines and highlights for Brooklyn. That quarter had to take a lot out of him. He racked up 12 points. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. While we have the chance now, folks, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Yeah, he put it on a platter and it was served cold. Now, I love the poise, the decisiveness. This is how you run an offense.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. The Grizzlies shooting at a 32% clip from the field. They're just not executing. Okay, now let's reset our lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this fourth quarter. Taking a look at the Grizzlies. They've got Clark. Rab is out there with Josh Jackson. Then it's Jones. And it's Melton in at the shooting guard. Pass to Clark, deflects the pass, and it's out of bounds. The Grizzlies able to retain possession here.
Great instincts from him to get a hand on that pass and tip it out.
Well, just trying to prevent the opposition from getting comfortable. Next time, that one might get picked.
Here's Jackson, and he wills that one in, sinking right through off the back iron.
And Jackson isn't bashful about pulling up from the mid-range. He just has a nice-looking stroke from that spot on the floor.
Out that one from Nwaba.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
Yeah, horrible effort. It appears they may be on the brink of giving up.
And here's Jones. Chris, there is that transition from being a player to retirement. It can be a challenge for some. What were the keys that you found in succeeding at that?
Well, first I think is adjusting to the fact you don't have the same schedule. You don't have a physical release that you used to have. You miss the locker room and the camaraderie with all the guys, and so you miss the culture. But secondly, I would say take all the lessons that you learned, and for me this was big, from sports, and use them in business. So in business, I became a rookie in other areas. I found a Chris Mullin type in business. I found a Latrell Sprewell type, guys that would mentor you, guys that you would play on their team. Humble yourself, get back to it. Get to practice, get to meetings early, stay at practice late, stay at meetings, and be the last one that leaves, and just take the culture of basketball, infuse that athletic personality into the personality of whatever you go into next, and you can use those tenets to have a wonderful retirement and really enjoy it. So for me, it's been awesome. And by the way, I've had twins, and so since retiring, and that'll keep you just as busy as it was you were playing. So you can find ways to keep that same lifestyle.
That's right, and some sound advice, too.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
Now a timeout call by Brooklyn. And some changes here for the Grizzlies. Andre Iguodala is checked in for Clark. Allen comes in for Milton. And it's Morant in for Tyus Jones. Wilson Chandler's checked in for Brooklyn. Kyrie Irving comes in for Rodions Kurucs. And a new team for Kyrie Irving. Last season, he told Celtics fans, "I'll be back if you'll just have me." But as the season wore on, it became, "Ask me in July."
Yeah, well, he's hungered for a leadership role for a long time. The Celtics with such depth of talent. Now, on this roster, perhaps a clearer pecking order.
Jackson, he's checked in for Ram. Iguodala outside. And the three ball is good. Iguodala's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
Wow, something's brewing, guys. The three-pointers just continue to flow.
Irving kicks to Jordan. Poked away. Morant with the steal. Allen for the three. And it's Kyrie Irving with the rebound. Nets leading by 22. Inside. Jordan finds Irving. Lets it go from 14. That one wide left.
Golden opportunity that he can't make good on. Maybe a wake-up call to the D, though. They can't leave him alone like that.
Allen's shot is off.
He's been cold, and it's been hurting him. The D, was ready for him. He hasn't been able to solve it.
Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a three-point play chance for him.
You see the cleverness of Irving on that play, able to get his shot off despite getting whacked.
C-Web, the NBA always trying to improve every aspect of the game, and that includes officiating.
Yeah, and it should include officiating, one of the most important parts of the game, and one of the toughest jobs within the business of basketball. These guys are making calls on the fly without the advantage of the camera at home that we have watching through the screen, or without the advantage of slow motion technology. So first of all, kudos to the refs that go out and give it their best every day. We have the best refs in any of sports, I believe, and we still need to improve on that. The league recognizes that, and I love the fact that everybody's doing it together.
It's LeVert on the wing. Back to Irving. And the rejection by Jackson. Iguodala, the pass to Jackson.
Oh, and with the fast eyes, Iguodala finding the open man.
Brooklyn with the ball. 1:57 left in the fourth quarter. Jordan can't get it to go.
Yeah, and that was lining up to be a huge alley-oop, but they just couldn't quite connect.
Oh, I'm always surprised when it doesn't happen. I'm sure these two will have a good laugh about it later.
Now here's Morant. He's covered by Irving. 6 on the shot clock. And Iguodala gets it to go in on the assist by Morant. Morant's got 5 assists tonight. Now here is Irving. Tight defense on him. Dinwiddie dishes to Irving. 6 for 10 with that shot going in. That's a good game for a lot of guys.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Nets.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And every win important. And this one will go down as win number 3.
And so they win their first game against this squad. It's a 2-game season series, and they'll be going for the sweep the next time they face off.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for KD.
No fatigue in this fella tonight. Tireless, grinding out every possession and leading their offense.
And DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
And it's just competing, you know, giving your best when it matters most.
Well, this is what guys play for, and when it pans out like this, it's a great feeling.
Allen finds Jackson. Here's Morant. Pass to Valanciunas. And he banks in the layup.
You can appreciate the fight now, but it isn't how they came into the game.
Yeah, how they ended this one is much different than how they started it, and that's a shame.
Jordan the pass to LeVert. Now here's Jordan. Over Valanciunas. Misses.
Now this is the energy you want from Valanciunas. He does a nice job there contesting without foul.
And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Kyrie. Nice win tonight. What was your thought?
David, thank you as always. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Chris Webber, Craig Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long.